There's dusk overlooking Days Bay and Eastbourne and Wellington Harbour. It's the suburb of Eastbourne, Days Bay. It's down here. I'll just quickly see this is. Oh, and this is a really nice day actually. These mountains are over 100 kilometres away. That one's called Tapuae-o-Uenuku. I don't know quite how to pronounce it in Māori. It's the highest peak in the South Island north of the Southern Alps. I climbed that. I was on top of that. It's pretty crazy actually. Like, yeah, I think it's like 130, 150 kilometers away, and you can see it clearly on a clear day. It's how little pollution there is down here. The harbour's just beautiful. Well, sorry, I'll get into it in a second. But people go on about how Wellington has crap weather. It's BS. Crap weather compared to Auckland. It's BS. Auckland actually has a similar amount of rainy days, and there's far more days like this in Wellington than people give it credit for. And actually, I like storms anyway, so it doesn't bother me. But it's a very beautiful place. All right, I just want to. I can't not give you a tour of the scenery. It's just so beautiful. That's partly why I stopped to make this video now. Okay. So I'm going to run through some prophetic dreams I've had recently. And I'll just tell you what they are without like giving the full details, and I would like to do that. And I hope, oh, that's a New Zealand Falcon. They're quite rare. They're like sort of, oh, can we find them? Sorry, I'm going to, yeah, Kareria. Yeah. So like almost an endangered species here. That's pretty special. Okay, they breed in the hills here. So I'm just going to quickly run through, some of these dreams I had recently. As I said, I'll share the full details, ideally, in an individual video for each in the future. I just don't, to be honest, it's getting to the point, I don't think I can continue to do the channel as I have been for free. I have stability, time, and energy now that I can do it in a more organized format, and I've put over like probably between 3,000 to 4,000 hours into the project over the last 4 years, and that helped you guys with the information. It helped me, but to be honest, it's got to the point it kind of needs to start paying its way. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to work out how I'm gonna do that. I might look at a Patreon, but I can't keep just doing this for nothing. To be honest, I'm just a bit exhausted, and right. So I had a dream recently about an upcoming, what appeared to be a civil war in England. There were massive terrorist attacks by a certain group. The terrorist attacks were of two different kinds, and they were so huge I couldn't actually tell if it was a civil war. Like, it was that bad, and there was information about spiritual protection for England, who it's been given to, how it's been lifted, safe places you can go, and like there was other messages for like pertaining specifically to the English about escape and survival as we move into this the early stages of World War III and the early stages of a series of events that will culminate in the total destruction of England, which others have been shown too. I had a dream, these are all the last sort of 2 to 5 months, where I was shown that gold prices are going to absolutely skyrocket. I was shown that in a kind of interesting symbolic way. I've had a dream about basically the theme I would say would be you can't stop destiny, and I was shown that the genocide of the Palestinians in Gaza is like directly linked 1-to-1 to the destruction of England, because there are people high up in the leadership in England who are helping, allowing and helping to orchestrate that genocide. And I've been shown another dream for all 5 Anglo-Saxon countries. There's going to be a degree of there's a connection between our support or lack of action to stop the genocide in Gaza and the genocide that will come to our people. So God, I mean, even if people aren't Christians, God still cares about people, whether they're brown or Christian or Muslim. God cares about everyone equally. And I mean, it does flummox me a bit that some people kind of turn their nose away just because these people are brown or of another religion. I mean, a lot of them, some of them are Christians, by the way, Palestinians, but it's the single most egregious human rights violation, and there's other bad stuff going on globally, but that's by far objectively the worst. And by the way, God's not racist. God doesn't pick sides. I've been shown that God is not happy about the treatment of white South Africans, and that, like, it's like people, that's another thing, like people got all upset about the treatment of black South Africans at the past, all these race-based laws and discrimination, and most people don't just ignore the discrimination and racism and the upcoming, well, I mean, it's moving towards genocide of white South Africans, and like a whole bunch of people just like, okay, so why you care about it when it happens to one group of people in South Africa, but when they've got different skin color, you don't care. It's weird. I mean, I care just as much about, I don't care what skin colour people have. Genocide's genocide, I'm against it. So on the topic of South Africa, I had a dream where, with important information about the upcoming civil war, I'll leave it for a future video. That was interesting. There was stuff about what South Africa will look like afterwards, which was quite positive. And then I was shown some interesting stuff about a place I visited in South Africa 20 years ago, a large city which I was shown has really bad, I guess you could say, like, they're kind of sown bad seeds, as you sow, so shall you reap in Christian parlance, or like some other traditions would say bad karma. There's sort of bad energy there, and that's one of the reasons there's going to be a lot of, the violence will be especially brutal there, and that was a dream that parallels information that was given in a prophetic dream to Nicholas Sen of Anna Rensburg more than 100 years ago. I'm going to entitle that one South Africa, Out of the Frying Pan and Into the Fire, which is the name of a chapter in the book The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, who was born in South Africa, incidentally. I've had an interesting dream about cryptocurrency and investing in cryptocurrency, and that's a really helpful, useful, practical one. And then I had another investing dream. This was really interesting. God was showing me stuff about metals, like components of steel, iron ore, and then like copper, and then rare earth metals, and how there was investment advice relating to this without going into any more detail, and I wasn't sure about if it was a dream from God or not, so I checked online, and it was the exact thing that I was shown is going to happen with metals in terms of their prices in World War III is what happened in World War II. So it was confirmations. That was really interesting. Another investing dream, quite practical. I've had a series of dreams about what with lots of information, like 3 or 4 about what New Zealand will look like after the Earth changes. Stuff about soils, the power this nation will have, which will be quite high apparently. Yeah, I've had this series of dreams about what New Zealand will look like after the Earth changes, including sort of the geopolitical power this new country will have, soils, biodiversity changes. Suffice to say, it's going to be a very important and powerful country, and it's going to be, there's huge changes there, lots and lots of information. It's going to be, it's going to be going from being quite a small country with not much power globally to a very, very, very powerful country globally, and it's going to be much, much, much larger. And there's going to be I think it's a 20 times increase in land area. There's lots to say there. I will share this for now. I was shown that there's going to be a changing of the guard. So of the 5 Anglo-Saxon countries, so in descending order of population, it currently goes US, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. It's going to switch. New Zealand will be the most powerful and populous of them all, and will have the sort of have like geography of the gods. I mean, the geography of the United States is one of the reasons it's so powerful. It has such good natural geography. It was shown same thing's going to be happening for Zealandia in the future. So, I mean, that's encouraging from a New Zealand point of view. I've had a series of dreams. I keep getting recurring dreams of a certain kind about Argentina, and that relates to quote, safe zone country information, sort of like why it will be a safe zone country, changes that will occur in Argentina, and there's also some investing advice pertaining to that. There was some dual symbolism in those dreams. And then I've also had a dream about New Zealand's susceptibility to missile attack and like issues with deficiencies in our defense force that are going to make us vulnerable to that. I could throw in there with that some other, I had some other dreams where I was given little bits of information about New Zealand and the role that Wellington will play in the war. And finally, I've had another Earth Changes dream about the climate change that will happen to Wellington. After the Earth changes. And that's part of a recurring series of dreams that I've had too. They've given pretty detailed and specific information about that. Moon coming out here. Right, so yeah, I would like to do, by the way, I'd like to do full versions for these videos of all these dreams I'm talking about here. But realistically, I think, yeah, I'm going to have a go at monetizing the channel some way. I'm going to have to work out how to do that. Probably going to look at doing a Patreon. I just, yeah, I can feel it. I've also been, yeah, given guidance by God and sort of direction on what to do with this channel in the future. And there's a few things I want to do which I'm gonna need some help to pay someone to help me with, including putting it into other languages, and sort of expanding the scope of it. But yeah, in order to continue doing these videos and to keep putting this information out, it needs to start paying its way on some level. So, and if there's no pressure, so if people should just give it of their own free will, and then, you know, and if that doesn't happen, then I guess it's just not the right time, and the channel will just have to go on pause for an indefinite period of time, and I won't be posting any, if maybe like one video every like few months, maybe like I don't know, like 2 to 6 2 or 5, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 a year at most, or it'll freeze completely. That's what's going to happen if I can't get financial support to continue it. Otherwise, but if that happens, it's just what's meant to happen, I guess. I just trust God's plan at this point. But I would like to continue putting out videos regularly. I would like to continue the project now. So I'm hopeful that financial support will be forthcoming from you guys. But yeah, so I need to have a go at monetizing it. But that's just where I'm at in my life and with at the stage of the channel. It needs to evolve and expand and develop a bit. And I need some money. Yeah. I just can't keep doing it for free anymore. That's all. So we'll see what happens. I need to ponder how to approach that. But I hope this has been of some value in any case, and I look forward to doing full videos for all the videos I've previewed here and others I've previewed in the past. I hope this has been of some value. Yep, thanks for your time. God bless, and yeah, cheers. There's the East by West ferry coming back from Queen's Wharf to Des Bay.